Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Rob Nelson.
And I'm Marnie Hughes. We start our third hour with the House passing a historic bill to decriminalize marijuana at the federal level. The measure would eliminate conflicts between federal cannabis laws and laws in states where marijuana is legal for medical and recreational use. It also includes a 5% tax on cannabis products for a fund to help programs affected by the war on drugs. We have a full coverage of this story tonight. Rudabeh Shabazi will join us to talk about the nationwide impact this could have if the bill makes it to the president's desk.
But before that bill can get to President Trump to be signed, it must first pass in the Senate. News Nation reporter Rashad Hudson reports on the chances of the bill actually getting out of Congress.
Marijuana is not a gateway drug.
Objection.
Friday, the House of Representatives approved a bill to legalize marijuana. The Marijuana Opportunity Reinvestment and Expungement Act, or the MORE Act, passed largely along party lines. Ohio Republican Congressman Jim Jordan and most Republicans voted no.
Not enough just to legalize marijuana. They want taxpayers to pay for it.
However, Florida Republican Congressman Matt Gaetz was actually a co-sponsor of the bill.
Because the federal government has lied to the people of this country about marijuana.
The legislation would clear the way to erase nonviolent federal marijuana convictions,
Particularly of black and brown youth locked up for offenses.
This vote was historic because this is the first time a full chamber of Congress has taken up the issue of legalizing marijuana. The bill would also allow the federal government to tax and regulate marijuana and cannabis products.
Children in each of your districts can get a joint easier than they can get a six-pack of beer.
Oregon Congressman Earl Blumenauer is the co-chair of the Congressional Cannabis Caucus.
We want to have a system that regulates to protect our children.
As for the future of this bill, lawmakers in the House say it is unlikely to even get a vote in the Republican-controlled Senate. In a speech on the Senate floor Thursday, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell criticized the House for wasting time on a marijuana bill during a global pandemic. In Washington, Rashad Hudson, News Nation.
Several states have decriminalized marijuana in some way, but that, of course, is not the same as legalizing it. Making it legal would mean you can't be arrested or convicted if you're following state laws regarding age, place, or consumption amount. Decriminalization means the laws have been changed, so a person caught with a small amount of marijuana won't be prosecuted or have a criminal record. All right, here's a look at some of the states which currently allow medical marijuana use only. Some states like Indiana, Kentucky, and Virginia allow CBD oil or a certain percentage of cannabis oil. Nearly 15 states allow some form of recreational marijuana use. Mississippi, Montana, and New Jersey are among states that recently passed bills permitting recreational use. Alabama, Idaho, and Nebraska do not allow medical or recreational marijuana use. Tonight, we are getting perspective from people thrown behind bars for marijuana offenses. News Nation anchor Rudabeh Shabazi in our newsroom with that. Rudabeh?
Joe, according to the Pew Research Center, 4 in 10 drug arrests are for marijuana. So tonight we're taking an in-depth look at the issue from the perspective of people who have been incarcerated for marijuana offenses, many of whom are still serving time, even as dozens of states across the country relax their approach.
Ryan Basor quit his career as an insurance broker and spent his life savings to go into the medical cannabis industry. He was a legal caregiver under Michigan state law, but his operation was raided by the feds and he was indicted.
Imagine being told you can grow a plant that helps you. You follow the rules, and then the government just comes around and starts kicking everyone's doors in and putting you in cages. That's what they did.
He pled guilty and was sentenced to 4 years in prison. He's now free and fighting for policy to legalize marijuana.
It's a ray of hope.
Matthew Sweich is the deputy director of the Marijuana Policy Project. He says although it faces an uphill battle in the Senate, the bill is a major step forward in legalizing, regulating, and taxing marijuana. He says it's about justice.
Some of the prison sentences in this country are just beyond comprehension. They're so harsh. Life sentences for marijuana. It's insanity. And so I think there's a lot of Americans who see this House vote and think finally some progress at the federal level.
John Knock is one of those people. He's serving 2 life sentences for nonviolent marijuana offenses. His sister, Beth Curtis, founded Life for Pot to connect with other families of inmates serving life sentences for nonviolent marijuana offenses and to advocate for changes to policy stemming from the war on drugs. She says the bill is a long way from making her family whole.
It's hard to believe that the cannabis industry is making hundreds of millions of dollars. Marijuana is still on the Controlled Substance Act as a Schedule I drug, the same as it was when all these people were put in prison. And my brother is serving 2 life sentences for the same product.
The group Citizens Against Legalizing Marijuana disputes that there is any medical benefit to the plant and maintains that as a Schedule I drug, it has high potential for abuse. Marnie?
Rudabeh, thank you.